Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week we're on another rally. We're at the Detecting History UK Festival of History. We're going to be here for 4 days with Crawfords. Really looking forward to this one. It's only about an hour up the road from my house, but we're here with the caravan. We're all set up, we're ready to go. Right, my first signal of the Digging for History UK Festival of History is this 61, 62, 63. It's very windy up here. Very, very windy. Oh, I thought we were in early doors. I thought that was a little Roman, but it's not. I think it's a broken button. But there, that's my first signal of the week. Not too bad. There we go. Here is the second find of the weekend for me. Another little button. There's 2 buttons. It is so windy. Hopefully I'm sheltering you from it all right. I'm trying to have me back to it, but I've just come across this nice 28, 29, 30. We'll have a little look at this one. Quite like the sound of that one. Best signal so far. Well, you can see it in the clod there. And I think we are on our, we're on our 3rd button. Little 4-hole button. Cool. Buttons, buttons, buttons. I've just had a really scratchy 26-27. Thought, well, I've had nothing better to do. Wouldn't normally have dug it, I'll be honest. And I've had this little hammered coin. It's a bit beaten up and it's a bit worn, but I'll definitely take it. After today, I've found absolutely nothing. Me and Carl, the mental detecting, we've had barely anything. We've had nothing to even talk about. But then this pops up. And apparently there was an old medieval market on this field, so yeah, maybe we'll find something else. Wish us luck, on to the next. Right, I've got a slightly iffy 58-60, really thin on the ground, the signals. I don't think this is going to be anything good, but we'll give it a bash. Just quite a big lump of lead there. Nothing too special, but if people have missed that, what else have they missed? We've had a beer, we've had a bite to eat. Now we're going to try this pasture. A few people had hammered off it yesterday, so there is stuff on here. So we'll see if anything comes up for us. Wish us luck. Right, we haven't had a lot on this pasture so far, but I have just come across the 75, 78, around them numbers. Maybe a big copper coin. I think it's more hope than anything else, but yeah, we'll see. Right, is this going to be a classic case of quality over quantity? We've had hardly any signals, but I've just seen that silver edge down there. And I'm going to have a little dig around with my finger and see if I can pull that out. What is it? What is it? Oh, wow. I reckon that is a George V florin. Oh, and it is 1929, so it's a 50% silver. George V florin. It's so windy up here, I hope you can't hear too much of the wind. Look at that. It's an absolute stunner. Look at the detail. Wow. Really pleased with that. Struggled all day. But double silver. I've had about 10 signals all day. And 2 of them have been silver. Been very, very lucky. I will take that. Absolutely brilliant. And just look at that for an imprint. That is an incredible imprint. You don't get them like that very often. Wow. Really, really pleased with that. King George V was the grandson of Queen Victoria. In 1932, he became the first British monarch to be heard in people's homes via wireless radio, when he broadcast the first ever Christmas speech, a tradition which is still held in the UK today. Well, I've just had this. I didn't film the signal because it was really iffy. 14 jumping up to 34. It's got to be old, isn't it? Some sort of medieval stud maybe. Got a little loop on it. It's quite crudely made, but it's a lovely little thing. I'm going to give it a clean up, see if there's any detail on that front edge there. Right, my next signal, well, I've come across a little 22, 23, 24. It's a little bit iffy. It's a bit of iron in there. I think I'm going to dig it anyway. Right, so it's quite an interesting signal now, because in this top bit, it's where the iron is, what I could hear. And in here, now it's clean and I can't hear any iron. It's a 1920, so it's quite an interesting signal. Here we go again. The signal is in the bottom of this hole, and I don't know what it is, but it does look a little bit like a Roman. What is that? Oh, it's a smashed up button. I thought that was going to be a Roman. Genuinely thought that was going to be a Roman. Never mind, but it's still cool. I'll still take a button. I like that. Not too bad. Right, I'm really starting to enjoy this pasture now. Just come across a nice 69, 70, 71. What could that be? Could it be another coin? Well, that's a bit annoying. It's an old brass nut. Never mind. Let's see what else we can find. Right, I've come across a quite nice 45, 46 signal. I think I'm going to give this one a go. Not the greatest find in the world, just a flake of lead this time, but more indication that there's definitely history on this pasture. We've had more luck on the pastures today than we had on the arable fields this morning. So fingers crossed, we'll find something else before tea time. Just listen to this. Absolutely lovely, solid 47. Little blob on the line there. Absolutely lovely signal. I'll take that all day long. And that's why it was a belting signal. Look at that, a beautiful George II halfpenny. We've had a lot of luck on this pasture today. Really happy with that. Fantastic. I'll give it a little clean up, and if there's any more detail, I'll come straight back. And there we go, there's some lovely detail on that. These are normally absolutely worn into nothing. Like that side, absolutely worn out. Lovely patina on it, and you can make out the bust beautifully. Really pleased with that. Well, it's turned out to be a nice afternoon on this pasture. Awesome. Well, after a difficult start to the day, we did end up with some nice goodies in the end. We left the big fields at the top. There was a gold stater come up there today, and there was lots of hammered, but sadly not for us. I did have that one hammered, so I was pleased with that. When we moved on to the pasture, we started having a little bit more luck. So actually, all in all, I'd say it was a pretty good day. We're going to go down to the food tent now and have some dinner. The army are cooking the food for this weekend, which is fantastic. They're raising money for charity for distressed veterans, which is really good. So far so good. There's a real nice buzz about the place. I'm excited for the fields tomorrow. We're going to have a little bit of a wander about this evening. The weather's absolutely lovely. We're going to have a couple of beers, check out the evening entertainment, and I'll see you soon. Morning everyone, it is the morning of day 2, the Saturday. We're on the Saturday fields. This is supposed to be really good land this side of the farm, so wish us luck and I'll see you at the first. Looks like it's going to be a nicer day today. The conditions are nice on the fields, the wind has dropped. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for today. Right, my first proper diggable signal of day 2, the Saturday fields. 51, 52. A little bit iffy. Right, well that's very interesting. Big blob of bronze. We're right next to a scheduled monument that's fenced off there. That's between these two woods. Supposed to be Iron Age, and I found a blob of bronze. Exciting stuff. Just sweeping over the surface and I come across this little button in a clod, which I've flicked out and dropped. Where's that gone? There it is, I dropped it for a minute there. Just a button. Better than nothing. I'm out detecting today with Carl, he's over there. Mental detecting. Go and check out his YouTube channel, some great content on there. I'll leave his link in the description below. Right, I come across a signal. It's taken literally the whole field even to come across this. It's a little bit quiet like yesterday, but I have come across this little low 910. I mean, it's a bit lower than I'd hoped for, but we'll dig it anyway. Just a tiny little flake of lead this time. Very thin. We're not missing much if we're hitting them. Just had this on a 13, 14, 15 jumpy signal. I suppose I could try and convince myself it's a part of a strap end. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Not sure though. On the next one. Well, I'd say this is probably my best signal of the day so far. 34, 35, 36. That sounds pretty nice, that does. Good on the target ID line. Quite like that. That's a bit of a shame, just a bit of aluminium, but it means that people have missed that, so what else have they missed? We'll keep going. That was a nice signal, that's a shame. I'm getting a couple of signals down the bottom here now. Just come across this lovely 45, 46, or 46, 47. Very nice signal. Good on the target ID line. Let's hope this one's a bit better. Barely put my spade in, and I've just spotted it pop out. It is a nice little musket ball. Still got the tang on it, so it's not been fired. I'll take that today. A little bit of variety for the Coinpod. Cool. Musket ball. Another little target. Bit jumpy. 17, 16. Just a little bullet this time. There we go. Right, another little find up. This was quite deep. Big musket ball. Quite badly damaged. But yeah, I'll take it. Right, I've come across another signal. Absolutely screaming 62, 63. Let's hope for something better. That is a lovely signal. And there we go. It's an old snuff tin. Snuff written on the front there. Yep. No one would miss that. That's why it was a screamer. Big bit of aluminium. Right, finally we're onto a signal that I can actually get my teeth into. 77, 78. Sounds quite nice. Could we be onto a copper coin? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? First coin of the day. Well, it is a something. It looks like a smashed up pocket watch from years and years and years ago. I'll take that as a little something at least. It is Sunday, it is absolutely chucking it down with rain. We thought we'd give the Sunday fields a bash in the hopes that they're a little less quiet than the ones yesterday. So wish me luck and I'll see if we can find something good. Right, the first signal for me on the Sunday fields in the soaking wet rain is this 48, slightly iffy. That's my first signal, so we're gonna go for it. First signal for me today, musket ball. I think it's unfired, still got the tang on it there. Cool, I'll take that for a first find. Right, I've only walked a few yards since that musket ball. Already come across this pretty tasty sounding 38. That sounds absolutely lovely. Well, that's a shame because that sounded pretty decent. Just a shotgun cap. On we go. Absolutely chucking it down here. Absolutely chucking it down. But you've got to be in it to win it. You've got to be out here swinging if you want to find it. And the next signal I'm going to show you is 60, 61. A little bit iffy, but definitely well diggable. Yeah, it's just a copper washer. That sounded really good, but it was close to the surface. Never mind. Well, it's definitely hard going in this field. Thick mud, but I have come across a 2930 that sounds pretty good. We'll give it a dig. And disappointingly, it is just a bit of foil. but never mind. Right, making my way back to the edge of the field now, and I've just come across this lovely 47-48. Now that sounds really good. Could this be the find of the weekend? You just never know, do you? Well, that is not the end of the world, is it? Another musket ball. I do not mind finding those, especially when the fields are as quiet as this, because that is a find. Another decent find. Right, that is it for us. The end of a crazy weekend, filled with fun, filled with laughs. Unfortunately, not really filled with finds. I was lucky enough to find a couple of silvers on Friday. Really pleased with that. But yeah, I think we're done. We're going to pack up the caravan and head off home. So if you've enjoyed this one, hit the sub button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.